Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at, it's called the Olympics of High School Science.
Hmm.
The Regeneron Science Talent Search. I know you're super interested in all this cutting-edge science stuff
Mm.
and finding out, what's next and who are the next, big scientists.
Yeah,
But
always exciting.
So I think you'll find this deep dive particularly fascinating. So this year's competition had a record-breaking number of applicants, nearly 2,500.
Wow.
That's more students than some colleges.
It really is, and they come from all over the place. 33 states, Washington, D.C., and even countries like China and Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the 300 scholars selected represent, a really diverse range of backgrounds and experiences.
It's not just about, getting good grades though, is it? I mean, what makes these students stand out from the crowd?
Well, it's a combination of factors,
Yeah.
really. They have to do original research. They have to show leadership skills, be involved in their community, and of course, have a strong academic record.
Right.
Just imagine being a high school senior and having to juggle all of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was just trying to, graduate and figure out like where I was going to college.
Right.
Forget about changing the world with science. Okay, so let's dig into the research itself. What kind of projects are these young scientists tackling? Give us the highlights.
Well, this year, the top research categories are a real mix.
Okay.
We've got, medicine and health, environmental science. There's cellular and molecular biology, computational biology, and bioinformatics, and engineering.
So everything from, curing diseases to saving the planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
What stood out to you in those categories?
Well, in medicine and health, which made up 12% of the projects, we saw some really fascinating research on targeted drug delivery systems.
Okay, yeah.
These systems could revolutionize how we treat diseases like cancer. Delivering medication directly to the affected cells and minimizing side effects.
That sounds like science fiction, but it's happening now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, wow. What about the environmental science projects? Did anything, jump out at you?
Well, there's obviously a growing concern about plastic pollution, and one student developed a biodegradable plastic alternative made from seaweed.
Oh, wow.
Imagine the impact if we could replace traditional plastics with sustainable materials like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean that would be huge. I mean, it's incredible how these students are thinking about real world problems and coming up with like solutions,
It really is.
not just, hypothetical things.
Exactly.
Okay. So what about cellular and molecular biology? That also represented 8% of the projects. What kind of groundbreaking research was going on there?
Well, there was some really groundbreaking research on gene editing. One student actually used CRISPR technology to develop a potential therapy for a rare genetic disorder.
I've heard about CRISPR. That's the technology that lets scientists actually edit DNA, like rewrite the code of life.
You got it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a really powerful tool with incredible potential, and it's amazing to see, young scientists exploring its applications. It really could revolutionize medicine and our, basic understanding of life itself.
Okay. You've got me hooked. What about computational biology and bioinformatics? What kind of research did those projects involve? To be honest, I'm not even sure I fully understand what bioinformatics means.
Right, right. Well, it's essentially using computer science and statistics to analyze biological data,
Okay.
like DNA sequences or protein structures. Think of it like detective work, on a massive scale, using algorithms to uncover hidden patterns and insights.
So these students are basically data detectives.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a way, yeah.
What were they investigating? What kind of mysteries were they solving?
Well, one project that really stood out to me focused on developing algorithms to predict disease outbreaks
Oh, wow.
by analyzing data from, sources like social media and weather patterns. This student created a model that could help public health officials respond more quickly to emerging threats.
That could be a game changer in a world where, diseases can spread so rapidly across borders.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So finally, what about engineering? What were some of the highlights in that category?
Well, we saw, projects ranging from robotics to sustainable energy. One student designed a prosthetic hand that uses artificial intelligence to learn and adapt to the user's movements,
Oh,
giving
wow.
them, much greater control and dexterity.
These are the kinds of advancements that can truly improve people's lives.
Absolutely.
Okay. So these scholars are clearly already making waves in the scientific world. What does participating in this competition actually mean for them? What's at stake?
Well, just being named one of the top 300 scholars comes with a $2,000 award for the student and $2,000 for their school.
Hmm.
But but the real excitement comes on January 23rd when they announce the 40 finalists.
Okay. What happens to the finalists? Do they just get bragging rights?
No, 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 not quite. These finalists compete for over $1.8 million in awards in Washington, D.C. in March. They'll present their research to a panel of judges and network with some of the biggest names in science and technology.
Talk about an incredible opportunity. I bet that experience opens doors for these students, even beyond the prize money.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
They're presenting their work to leaders in
Yeah.
their fields, getting feedback from experts and potentially even securing future funding for their research.
Yeah.
It's an invaluable experience that can really launch their careers in STEM.
It sounds like this competition isn't just about finding, the next Einstein, but also about nurturing their talent and giving them the tools to succeed.
Exactly.
And speaking of Einstein, this competition has a pretty impressive history, right?
It really does.
Tell us more about the legacy of the Regeneron Science Talent Search.
Well, it's been around for over 80 years, and its alumni list reads like a who's who of scientific achievement. Nobel Prize winners, Fields Medal recipients, MacArthur Fellows. These are people who have shaped the world with their research and discoveries.
It's mind-boggling to think that some of these high school students might be on that path, following in the footsteps of scientific giants.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It really highlights the importance of fostering scientific curiosity and talent at a young age.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what breakthroughs these students will make in the years to come? But before we get too carried away, let's pause for a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. We've explored the diverse research being conducted by these young scientists, the rigorous selection process, and the potential impact of this competition on their future careers. But what about the students themselves?
Right.
What motivates them? What are their stories? Let's dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good to me. I'm
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it. There's so much more to uncover.
Welcome back. We've been talking about some really groundbreaking research coming out of the Regeneron Science Talent Search.
Yep.
But I'm curious, like what drives these students? Are they all just, like mini Einsteins with this thirst for knowledge, or is there something more to it?
Well, while a love of science is certainly a factor, it's often, more nuanced than that. A lot of these students are driven by a desire to solve real-world problems or make a difference in their communities or even address, like global challenges.
So it's not just about the science itself, but about the impact it can have on the world.
Exactly.
Ah,
Exactly.
well,
Take, for example, the student who developed the biodegradable plastic from seaweed.
right.
He grew up in a coastal community that was heavily impacted by plastic pollution.
Yeah.
And that experience, really fueled his passion to find a solution.
That's a powerful example of how personal experiences can shape scientific inquiry.
Absolutely. And it's not just about personal motivations either.
Right.
These students often have, incredible support systems, dedicated teachers, mentors, families who really encourage their scientific pursuits.
It takes a village to raise a scientist, right?
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
So access to resources, like well-equipped labs and research opportunities,
Yeah,
that also plays a crucial role, I imagine. It
absolutely.
makes you wonder how many brilliant minds are out there who just haven't had the same opportunities.
That's a really critical point.
Yeah.
Programs like the Science Talent Search are really essential for leveling the playing field and ensuring that talent isn't limited by socioeconomic background or access to resources.
Speaking of leveling the playing field, I'm curious about the long-term impact of this competition.
Hmm.
Does it really set these students up for success in STEM fields?
Well, the statistics speak for themselves.
Okay.
Science Talent Search alumni have gone on to win Nobel Prizes, Fields Medals, and countless other accolades.
Yeah.
But beyond the awards, it's about the skills and connections they develop.
Right.
Imagine being 18 years old
Right.
and presenting your research to leading scientists in your field.
That's got to be a confidence booster.
Absolutely. And those connections can lead to mentorship opportunities, research collaborations, and even, job offers down the line.
Wow.
It's like a fast track into the world of professional science.
It's like they're skipping the line at the amusement park of science.
In a way, yeah. Yeah.
But even with all the opportunities this competition provides, let's not forget the challenges that these young scientists will inevitably face in their careers.
Right.
What kind of challenges are we talking about?
Well, securing funding for research is a major hurdle.
Yeah.
Competition for grants is fierce.
Yeah.
And even the most brilliant ideas can struggle to get off the ground without financial support.
I can imagine that that's especially tough for young researchers who are just starting out.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, the pressure to publish research
Mm-hmm.
and make a name for yourself in academia is immense.
Yeah.
It's a highly competitive environment.
Right.
And it can be easy to get, discouraged or burnt out.
So it sounds like they need more than just, raw talent to succeed.
Yeah, resilience, perseverance, and a strong support system are absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Having mentors who can guide them through the ups and downs of a scientific career is invaluable.
And we can't forget the broader societal issues that might, impact their work, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, climate change, for instance, that's a pressing challenge that's going to require, innovative solutions from the next generation of scientists. It's a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
but also an incredible opportunity, for these young minds to shape the future.
Indeed. And speaking of shaping the future, let's shift our focus back to the competition itself.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the overall significance of the Regeneron Science Talent Search?
Well, for me, it's a powerful reminder of the potential that lies within young people. It's a testament to the importance of investing in education, fostering curiosity, and providing opportunities for the next generation of innovators to shine.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It gives me, hope for the future, knowing that there are brilliant young minds out there who are passionate about tackling the world's biggest challenges.
But it also raises some important questions, right?
Yeah.
Like what can we learn from these teen science superstars? How can we support them, and what can we do to ensure that the future of STEM is inclusive and equitable for all?
Those are excellent questions.
Yeah.
And ones that we'll delve into in the final part of our deep dive.
Welcome back to the deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired by these young scientists. They're tackling these huge problems with such ingenuity and passion. It's amazing.
It's truly remarkable.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, what can we learn from that?
Yeah. What are the key takeaways from all of this?
Yeah. Well, one thing that really struck me is their fearlessness.
Uh-huh.
They're not afraid to ask big questions or challenge assumptions,
Right.
or explore, uncharted territory.
That's the essence of scientific discovery, isn't it? Pushing boundaries and not being afraid to fail.
Yeah, exactly. They're not just, memorizing facts. They're applying their knowledge to solve, real world problems.
Right.
And they're doing it with a level of creativity and innovation that's truly inspiring.
It reminds us that science isn't just about equations and lab coats.
Mm-hmm.
It's about curiosity and problem solving.
Yeah.
And a willingness to think outside the box.
We've talked a lot about their, their individual brilliance.
Yeah.
But another key takeaway for me is the importance of mentorship and collaboration.
Right.
None of these students got here alone.
Right. They had teachers and mentors and peers who supported them along the way.
It really highlights the power of community.
Yeah.
And the idea that we can achieve more when we work together.
Yeah.
Science thrives on the exchange of ideas and perspectives.
It's like a reminder that even geniuses need a team. And speaking of teams, we've touched on the fact that these students are likely to, face challenges in their careers.
Sure.
So So what can we do to support them and ensure that their brilliance continues to shine?
Well, I mean, for starters, we can, we can advocate for increased investment in STEM education and research.
Right. Yeah.
We need to provide young people with the resources, and opportunities and encouragement that they need to pursue their scientific passions.
It's about creating a culture that values science, not just, celebrates it when it's convenient. We need to invest in the future of science, not just the present. We also need to celebrate the diversity of thought and experience in STEM fields.
Yeah, for sure.
The more inclusive and representative our scientific community is, the more innovative and impactful our discoveries will be.
Absolutely.
That's such an important point. We need to make sure that everyone, regardless of their background or identity, has the opportunity to contribute to scientific progress.
Right.
And finally, we can all play a role in fostering a culture of scientific literacy and critical thinking. We need to be, informed citizens who can engage in thoughtful discussions about science and its implications for our society.
It's about recognizing that science isn't just a subject in school.
Right.
It's a way of, understanding the world, making informed decisions about our future.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe some of our listeners will be inspired by these young scientists to pursue their own, scientific passions.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Imagine the possibilities if we could ignite that spark of scientific curiosity in everyone. It's been an incredible journey exploring the world of these teen science superstars. I'm leaving this deep dive feeling hopeful and excited about the future of science and innovation. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of teen science superstars. We hope you found it as inspiring as we did.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure diving deep with you. And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop believing in the power of human ingenuity. The future is full of possibilities.